I have lost my mind. I don't really watch the news. I don't. Like, I might get little bits and newses, like newses. I might, I might get little bits and pieces of the news, like headlines from social media, or I might log on online. But I don't like sit and watch the news to hear what's going on. The part of the news that I miss is the weather. I don't know why. I used to enjoy like watching the weather. Am I a weather nerd? Are you a weather nerd? Are we weather nerds together? So this weekend, we had a lot of heavy rain and wind predicted. There's a nor'easter that's making its way up the East Coast. Is that what it's called? A tropical storm. Nor'easter, same difference, right? Is it the same difference? Anyway, there's something coming up. There's a system coming up the East Coast here. And I knew it was going to be rainy and windy, like I said, but when we woke up this morning, it was just drizzly. And I was like, this is nothing. This is nothing at all. What is everybody all excited about? I even had a text from contractors that was supposed to come work in our house today saying that they were afraid to go out in the wind and the rain. And I'm like, well, what wind and what rain? But okay, if you feel unsafe, let's reschedule for another time. And so got myself together. We had a nice leisurely breakfast. I showered. I said, I'm going to go get my self-tan and I'm going to go to Marshall's. And then I got out here in this vehicle. I'm going to come back to this vehicle in a second because it's driving me insane. I got maybe a half a mile from the house and the winds started to pick up. And I was like, oh yeah, this is what people are talking about. So it's pretty rainy out here, as you see. It's coming on down and the wind is starting to pick up. And so I'm going to cancel my little Marshall's trip and just go right here to Kirkland's, which is near the house. And I have mixed feelings about Kirkland's. I used to love to shop in there. Not as much anymore because I feel like I don't find a lot of good stuff that I need. I don't need anything. I mean, that's the other thing. Do I really need anything at Kirkland's or Marshall's or TJ Maxx? I never do. Like ever. But I do enjoy seeing what's in season. So all the fall stuff is out. Do I need fall candles? I got plenty of candles. I'm always get more candles, but I got plenty of candles. I have the few little pillows that I want. I have the pumpkins I want. I don't need anything. And I want to decorate less, not more, but I still have like this eagerness, this hankering to go look at what's out on display. Are you like that? Do you just walk in and walk around? You know, you might get nothing, walk out with nothing, but you enjoy the process of just looking at the shelves and seeing what displays and decorations they have and all of that. So Kirkland's is smaller and I don't know why. I don't know if it's that my tastes have changed or what, but the offerings are just not as exciting as they were. Maybe when I was at a different point in my life, I enjoyed Kirkland's. And found the stuff in there cuter. I also know that a lot of things in all of those stores are pretty low quality, honestly, just kind of junk put together, stapled together in some cases. There's furniture in there that's literally like stapled together. It ain't high quality furniture, my friends. But you know, like a little nightstand or whatever, little side chair, it's good for that, right? You don't want like your classic long-term pieces to come from these places, but a little accent piece or a lamp or whatever, sure. So let's go to Kirkland's. I may or may not film in there. I don't know. I always feel weird walking around with a camera on in a store, but I enjoy a good vlog and I enjoy seeing other people go through stores. And then I got to go to Ulta and re-up on my La Roche-Posay Redermic R, is that what it's called? Redermic R, the tube. I love it. I'm out of it and I need to re-up on that. And of course, I got to see what else is happening up in Ulta that's going to attract my attention. Got to sniff some fragrances. And then I think I'm going to go back home and show you all my empties. I have a lot of empties, especially candle empties. I've been going through a lot of candles lately and have just come to the conclusion that I think I want to stick to certain types of candles and maybe stop experimenting so much. But anyway, it's a low-key day. I have zero makeup on. I don't even think I have tweezed my eyebrows. Nothing. I was going to say I haven't waxed my upper lip, but I don't wax. I have this little like shave thing, like this little mini razor that I just... Do you do that? You know who I learned that does that? Vivica Fox. I saw a video of her years ago saying that she actually like shaves her upper lip. And I was like, what? You shave your upper lip? Who does that? I mean, people wax their upper lip. Why not shave it? So there's this little tiny razor that I use just to get whatever little peach fuzz may come up. Do you do that? Is that too much information? Is that weird to hear about? It's true though, y'all. It's true. Everyone has hair over their lip. The question is just how much. I don't have a lot, but I don't like... Anyway, let's move on. Let's not talk about hair over the lip. I do need to go to the tanning salon and get some color on this skin. I'm down to the pale. And that's it. And this is what it's looking like today. I'm not doing makeup. I'm going to film tomorrow, like get all done up and film tomorrow. But today, I think I'm just going to do some empties. And I think I want to test fragrances. I have so many friggin' samples and decants at home. I literally have about 30 or 40 decants or samples just waiting to be tested. Oh, my scent of the day, oh my God, is Hufflepuff from House of Sillage, which is one of the most glorious fragrances on first spray. First of all, the cupcake, it is so cute. It looks so much better in person than it does in pictures. So much more vibrant and just adorable. Freaking adorable that cupcake is. Price tag on it? Holy smokes. House of Sillage is taking everybody's money. And the thing that really irritates me, it's like a joke with the House of Sillage thing, because they'll post it full price. It's something that's limited edition and people rush to grab it, right? And then they do this little like teaser sale of like 20 or 30% off here or there. And people run and get it then. So I ran and got it, I think at 30% off or something. And next thing you know, it's 40 and 50% off. So everybody knows, just be patient, okay? Because House of Sillage is going to put their stuff on sale and you're going to get it for half off, which is still crazily priced. It's a beautiful fragrance. Does it last? I mean, I don't know. I got to see when I get back home. Does my husband still smell it on me? He picked it out. He thought it was so good. He thinks it smells really great, and it does. It's a really fantastic, fun, whimsical, gourmand fragrance. Really good, like peach, vanilla, coconut, fluffiness. It's a very fluffy, airy fragrance that's just, it's girly and adorable. I love it. I may break down and get that Dapper dupe just to lay that down as a foundation, and then, isn't that dumb? And then put the Hufflepuff on top of it. But that cupcake makes me happy, and I don't care. Every time I pass and I see that cupcake, I'm like, ooh, that was a good decision. It brings me joy, just like seeing Mickey Mouse and Minnie on my top shelf bring me joy. They're so cute. I don't wear those fragrances. Excuse me, that's a lie. I have worn them and will wear them again, but they're not like ones that I reach for often. I just love looking at them. They're so adorable. I wanted to tell you all about this car. So I'm in a rental. I shared in a previous video that I was rear-ended, and so my vehicle is getting worked on. It's been worked on for a couple of weeks now. You know how that goes. It always takes forever for vehicle repairs. So I'm in a rental, and they gave me a really nice luxury rental, which I appreciate. But let me tell you, the people, it's a BMW X3, I think, SUV. But the people that were in it before, whoever had this right before me, smoked cigarettes and pot. I'm pretty sure of it. So it's like seeping out of every material in this vehicle, including when you turn on the AC, the vents spew out the most disgusting smell where I want to throw up. I didn't realize that when I first got into the vehicle and drove away. And had I known that and understood what I was getting into, because all the windows were down and it was, a lot of rentals smell slightly smoky because people smoke in cars. Okay. But I didn't realize the extent in this vehicle, like how much it had saturated into everything. It's so freaking gross. And then they also had an animal in here. How do I know that? Because when I opened the lift gate back there, you can see that there's like a cargo cover back there that has been chewed up by an animal. And you can see on the carpet part, the upholstered part, animal hair everywhere. So they didn't clean out this vehicle before they gave it to me. The rental place is 30 minutes away in Richmond. I'm not going back up there. Like, I'm just going to wait for my vehicle to get fixed and then I'll trade it in. In the meantime, I'm suffering through the most disgusting smell in this vehicle. So if you're a smoker and you get a rental, please do everyone a favor and don't smoke in the rental. Can you just wait and smoke on the curb when you park? Instead of saturating the entire inside of the vehicle with smoke. Like, my clothing when I get out of this vehicle smells like smoke, and it's gross. So y'all, let's go shop. Bye. So Kirkland's was fun, but it was a bust. But my Ulta, it could be so much better. It could be so much better organized. The displays could be so much more full. They could actually have things in their displays, imagine. And not have dirty products out. I mean, it's unacceptable to me to have products all busted up, but it's the only Ulta that I have nearby, and so I deal with it. If I want a different Ulta, I'd have to drive probably 30 minutes, and I just don't feel like doing that today. So I did get the La Roche-Posay Redermic R. This is for, it's like a preventative, a wrinkle preventative. It's a wrinkle preventative is what it is. And I like it. I mean, I think I'm doing okay skin-wise considering the damage that I went into adulthood with. And then I also picked up the Precisely My Brow pencil from Benefit because the last pencil of this that I picked up was actually a pencil, like where the point can get thick if you don't sharpen it. I just picked up the wrong one. I'm using it and I like it. I don't have anything on today. Obviously, I'm makeup-less today. But this one has that fine tip. That's what I really want. So I don't think I'm going to do makeup today, or maybe I will. I don't know. What time is it? It's already 1:30. I'm going to go tan, and by the time I do that, it takes like 3 or 4 hours for the tan stuff to dry down. So by that point, it's going to be dinner time-ish. I think we're just going to like find a slow thriller type of movie, a scary movie or slow thriller type of movie, and just curl up. I'm going to do my Empties video for y'all. And then I'm just going to curl up with hubby on the couch and just relax, like get some coffee or some tea and maybe a glass of wine and watch a movie tonight. That's it. That's going to be my Saturday. So all of that wind and rain that kicked up stopped. It's barely drizzling now. There's very, very little rain. I don't know, you guys. We're so dramatic about weather on the East Coast and especially in the Mid-Atlantic and in the South. We act like rain is just going to destroy us or something. It's crazy. Like we're going to melt out in the rain. Any little wind and we're like, oh my gosh, we've got to get all of the bread and milk and everything off the shelves. I, in the last video, wanted to give you all an update on my Invisalign. Isn't this gross looking? I can't stand it. I don't have my aligners in today. I left them at home. But they're doing what they're supposed to do. And that's a good thing. They're straightening out the bottom teeth, which is the real thing I was going for, and then I have a crossbite on this side that it is beginning to correct, so I can feel my teeth, like the arc of the, is it called an arc, like the semi arc, half circle, whatever you call that, of teeth on top is spreading to meet the bottom teeth better. So I'm glad that it's doing what it's supposed to do. My son is about halfway through his treatment. He has a 2-year treatment and he needed a lot of corrective work on his teeth. I needed more minimal work, but I can't wait to get these little nubby things off and get my teeth whitened. I can't, these look like fangs. It looks like I have stuff stuck in my teeth and I can't stand it. And I have 2 work events coming up in October. Two 3-day events where I'm actually going to be on site and have to like look at people, and I'm going to talk like this the whole time. I'm just not going to smile. I'm not going to smile. Not that they care. I'm sure they could care less, but ugh. And then when you eat, stuff gets stuck all in your teeth and you have to do all of this like teeth cleaning and flossing and stuff before you're even presentable again. My treatment ends, I think, the latest in March. So I've got October, November. I've got 6 months left at the most. However, my orthodontist said that I'm doing really well and I might be able to finish up a little bit earlier. So I'm hoping that means that like around Christmas time or maybe early January before my 49th birthday, I can get these stupid things off of my teeth and be done with my treatment and then get my teeth whitened nicely so I can feel confident smiling again. So yeah, let me go tan and then we'll do the empties and we'll call this video a day. Okay, y'all, I'm back home and I feel like I look like a little bareheaded naked chicken or something. I have no makeup on, no earrings. I don't even have nail polish on, like no jewelry, nothing. And so I know y'all don't care. I care. And this just looks really weird to me on camera, especially because I'm usually 10 tons of made up for filming. But y'all have seen me totally barefaced at the beginning of my Get Ready With Me video. So I don't know why I'm acting all shy about this. So just really quickly, a few other things I wanted to share before we get into the empties. One is that my makeup tray worked out quite nicely for me this past week. I'm going to film another video where I restock the tray for the coming week. So that was fun. I actually spent, I think it was 2 whole days this week without any makeup on. But the days that I did wear makeup, it was great to have it right there, easy reach. I managed to keep my makeup routine under 20 minutes. I didn't quite get to the 15-minute mark, but I did get under 15 minutes. And I was good with that. And then I wanted to share too that I'm back on my audiobook game. Thank you, Jesus. So I was listening to a book called Lessons in Chemistry, which was for me, I wouldn't say a complete disaster, It was a very mediocre experience, or as the kids will call it today, it was very mid. It's a book that I think I really was having trouble following the timeline of it, but I think it was set in the 50s, maybe the 60s. I don't even remember because I was kind of paying attention and not. But it's a woman that is a chemist and faced a lot of harassment because she was a woman in science at that time. It's a fictional story. She was with a guy that was a chemist, but she wasn't married to him because, of course, she didn't believe in marriage. She didn't believe in God. She was an atheist. There was a dog in the book that had human characteristics, like it could read human minds and it could understand more words than most dogs could, and all of this. Anyway, she gets pregnant out of wedlock. It's just this whole thing. The whole book is about her sort of bucking the stereotypes of the day, and then the people around her not understanding why she was so different. And it was so forced. You might remember me saying that there were a few audiobooks that I listened to that, when it came to social justice issues and that sort of thing, became super, what I call pedantic. It just went on and on in a way that was just almost insulting after a while. It wasn't nicely woven together as a story. So anyway, let me spend less time on that and tell you a little bit more about the book that I'm super duper loving right now. So I saw that there was a new audio release from William Kent Kruger, and the book is called The River We Remember. The River We Remember, I think. Here's, I'll post a picture up of it. And this man has written some brilliant books in the past. One is called This Tender Land, which was one of those books that just moved me. If you remember me talking about A Thousand Splendid Suns and how that book moved me so, This Tender Land is along those lines. It was so beautifully written. So all of these books have a flaw. These audiobooks have a flaw. I wouldn't say all of them. Most of the audiobooks that I have listened to have one really sort of fundamental flaw. The ones that I do like, they're super well woven stories, but there are parts and pieces to the story that don't get developed inside of the main narrative. And so there comes a point at the end of the book where the author tries to rush the details out that were missing or that were nuanced and that you wouldn't have picked up on during the reading of the book because they were sort of hidden from the reader's view, if you will. And they end up coming out at the end of the book through a conversation. There's usually some discussion with one character where the person tells the history of a thing or the complicated nuances of a situation that then clues the reader into why everything is the way that it is. And I really hate that technique in literature because, one, it comes across as really rushed at the end of the book when you've had a book that was a slow burn up until that time and developed nicely at a certain pace. And then all of a sudden, all the details are rushed at the end to bring all of the loose strings of the story together too. And this seems maybe presumptuous of me to say, but it feels like it's lazy on the part of the author. I don't know if it's just that they run out of time and have to figure out a way to tell details that they just got tired of writing about. I don't know. And then 3, it's like anticlimactic. Is it climactic or climatic? Climactic, anticlimactic, right? I always mess that up. So the book is set in Minnesota, and I believe if I'm reading the timeline correctly, the story is being told from pre-civil rights time. There were characters in the story, or there are characters who fought in World War II. The guy, Jimmy Quinn, is found dead in the Alabaster River. And the sheriff named Brody Dern is trying to figure out who killed him. So you come to understand the townspeople of this little town in Black Earth County, Minnesota, and they're from all over the place. So they all have their own stories, like from whence they came, what motivates them, what they contribute to the town, what they think of the other townspeople. Eventually, the murder ends up getting pinned on someone named Noah Bluestone, who is an American Indian Sioux. And he ends up getting put in jail. I'm about probably, it's maybe an 11-hour book, and I would say I'm at about hour 6 or so. I have about 4 hours to go. But anyway, the book is a real slow burn where the character development is just really well done. You get to know like I said, all of the people, their relationships with each other. And of course, the entire time, the reader is led to believe that it's maybe not Noah Bluestone who committed the murder, but because of the prejudice and bias in the town at that time, they were inclined to think that Noah, who worked for the Irishman, Jimmy Quinn, who owned all the land, was very wealthy in the region. Noah Bluestone was accused of stealing gasoline from Jimmy Quinn, and so the townspeople, being prejudiced against the American Indians in the area, decided that it must have been Noah who did it. So, they all decide that he's guilty and want him put away. There's some evidence that maybe sort of links Noah to the situation. So like I said, he ends up getting arrested. And then the story starts to unfold where you see there's a whole lot there than meets the eye, a whole lot more there than meets the eye. And you get really invested in these town people. And then there's all these sort of side stories that spring up about the kids in the town, relationships happening in the town. Brody Dern, the sheriff himself, he's got a sordid past that you start to learn about. It's really quite intriguing, and I cannot wait to see who really killed Jimmy Quinn and why did they kill him? Or did he commit suicide? Because that's another potential, like, plausible cause of death. So they can't figure it out. Brilliantly written. If you have a chance to check it out, check it out. And I would also say, check out This Tender Land. When I tell you that book moved me, just wow. Okay, and I'm noticing, sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this bun up here. Let's get into these empties. There are 1,001 candles. I won't go through all of them, but I did want to talk about types of candles that I'm enjoying and not enjoying. So first, I think I'm officially done purchasing 3-wick candles. And I've been this way for a bit now, and I had some extra candles from Bath and Body Works and White Barn. They're the sister stores to each other. You always see one next to the other, right? And they do the 3-wick candles, especially for the holidays. Was it last year, or maybe it was even the year before? I don't remember. I purchased a bunch of these on sale at like not $10 off. They were $10 each, when they have those big sales. And so this is the perfect Christmas. My husband loved this. It's this like smoky pine sweet fragrance, like sweet vanillic smoky pine. I do like that these candles burn down really evenly. You don't have a lot of wax up the sides of the jar, and they don't put out a whole lot of like that sooty stuff into the air. I don't, however, like that because they're 3 wicks, the entire jar gets hot really quickly. It's a lot of flame happening all at once. And the fluid in it, the wax, turns to fluid very quickly. It gets soft very quickly. And I feel like they burn fast. Do you find that too? And so that irritates me. But this was a nice smell. I don't love how quickly they burn down. We also really enjoyed Champagne Toast from Bath and Body Works. This is more of like a berry champagne-y smell. This smells a lot like the Strawberry Shortcake Dolls and the whole gang of friends that she had. So really, really good candles in terms of the scent. I just don't love the 3-wick thing. I'm moving away from that. And then Cookies with Santa, I burned down. Nice smoky cookie smell. So I don't know if I would repurchase these. I really still like, is it Marshmallow Fireside or Fireside Marshmallow? That's one I think I will be looking for here on sale, and maybe a few others, but otherwise I think I'm probably going to stay away from, I say this and watch me do like a Bath and Body Works candle haul, but I'm going to stay away from the Bath and Body Works candles. I do still have a love affair with DW Home candles, and I usually find these at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. So this is called Apple Spice. Again, this is it's a 2-wick candle. I need to find these in single wick. This was a delightful, really spicy apple fall smell, a fun scent, very strong, and I love the amber color of this bottle here. So it threw off like a nice light around it. It created a mood. And then, the scents of this next company are hit or miss, but the experience of burning them is usually right on. So I'm talking about Yankee Candle, and I know people aren't going for Yankee Candle anymore. There's so many other candle companies. Remember when Yankee Candle was pretty much it, like for a mall candle company? And then Bath and Body Works sprung up, and now you have all of these other like niche fragrance houses and all of that making candles. But for a long time, Yankee Candle was the queen of candles. And yes, they're still expensive. These big jars like this, I feel like back in the day, they costed like $22, $23, and that was huge, right? And then the cost continued to climb up, and now they're over $30. I think they're $34.99. Is that right? For the big jar. But I'm going to tell you what. Here's what I do like. I like the single wick, old school large jars. I don't like the newer versions that have multiple wicks in them for the same reasons I just said. I feel like it liquefies too quickly, and it just bothers me. I hate that it liquefies and then firms back up when you put the candle out and all that. I want it to burn down and only have like a little bit of liquid right at the top. Anyway, White Gardenia we went through. I didn't care for this scent. and I would not repurchase it again. And I love a good gardenia scent, but I didn't care for this. By the way, what I've done with all these candles, when I burn them down and I get very, very low, they've either put themselves out, like the wick has gone out on its own because there is no more wick, or it's just really so low that it's not like worth burning anymore. I put these on a candle warmer in the foyer, and it does a great job throwing the scent all the way up to the second floor and through the hallways of our house. So they get good use. So no to this scent. No to Coconut Beach, which I liked, but not enough to like repurchase or look for it again. I will continue to look for Soft Wool and Amber. I think this is the third of this scent. Third jar of this scent that I have burned, and it is very cozy, very warm. By the way, Coconut Beach, it was all right, but it was just like a little, had something like plasticky, synthetic smelling about it. This is just warm, cozy, ambery, really nice. We used up fresh cut roses, and I had this in our bathroom at night, and I liked it. You know, it smells just like fresh cut roses, but this was actually better on the warmer in the foyer. I had this in this our bathroom, which isn't a tiny space, but it's not a huge room either. And so I felt like this was overwhelming at night. It's a very strong fragrance. So in the foyer, this worked really well. This is jar probably number 3 or 4 that I've burned of this candle this year. This is Pink Sands. I really enjoy this. It smells like candy. There's something like a fruity candy, and it's soft and it's sweet. It's girly. And it works. I like it. My husband likes it. And I will repurchase Pink Sands again for sure. And then one of my all-time favorite candles that I have loved forever. And I swear, if I smelled this today for the first time, I probably wouldn't be as enamored with it. But it was something that I have burned probably since post-college all the way through to today consistently. So I have like these good memories of being able to afford a Yankee candle, when I was in my early 20s, and being really excited that I finally had the fancy candles in my home. Now they don't seem so fancy compared to like the $70 and $80 candles from Diptyque and those companies. But at the time, in my early 20s, I thought I was something special. And it was, it's Stormwatch. This is not the original artwork. As you see, this is a returning classic. I love that the original artwork, if I remember correctly, it was a storm over an ocean. Is that right? I don't remember the details of the artwork exactly, but I remember feeling, I always loved the Yankee candle artwork. That was like one of my favorite things. This is so hard to describe, but it's something like a mix of fresh laundry and petrichor. That scent that's in the air right before and right after a thunderstorm. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. We'll definitely repurchase that one. And then this isn't Yankee candle, but I am convinced that it is the exact same manufacturer, and they just labeled this differently and cheaper for Walmart and places like that. Village candle. It's identical. I mean, no one can tell me that these aren't the exact same manufacturing company, and maybe even the same wax. I don't know. Do you know the relationship between Village candle and Yankee candle? You know how there are a lot of companies that make the same products, but they'll make a cheaper version to be sold to a different demographic audience, and they just charge less, but it's the exact same product. Packaging is slightly different, or maybe dramatically different. The one packaging doesn't have the frills. I think it's the same thing. I would guess it's the same thing between Yankee candle and Village candle. If you know different, let me know. I might be crazy. But anyway, this is coconut pineapple, and it's a beautiful coconut pineapple scent. It does have a little bit of a synthetic thing running through it that can be bothersome. It looks like I haven't finished it because I've been burning this thing probably 2.5 or 3 years consistently, and it just keeps going and going and going. I've even used this on the wax burner, and it just gives and gives and gives. But I've had enough of it, so it's time for this to go bye-bye. All right, so I interrupt this Empties video to share with you my husband's latest bowl, which he just brought upstairs. It's Saturday, so he was downstairs. You know, that's his Saturday and Sunday weekend hobby. And he just made this, turned it, is what it's called, wood turning. How pretty is that? So I love it. I'm going to try to convince him to let me keep it and not give it away to another family member. It's so pretty. Moving along. I really have been loving Capri Blue, which is a candle company, and there are 3 scents that I have gone crazy over. One is Coconut Santal. So this is like the third of these. How pretty are these bottles? They come in different designs, but I like this swirly design a lot. Oh my God, such a divine coconut sandalwood smell, but it has this beautiful creamy sweetness to it that I've never smelled in any other candle before. It's so round and rich and just a sophisticated candle smell for it to be coconut. Because sometimes coconut can come across, you know, just really pedestrian and boring. I'm a coconut lover, but there are a lot of people that think that coconut is really juvenile. The coconut in here and the other notes together are just luscious, creamy, almost in gourmand territory. I have a backup of this in my linen closet ready to go. This is one that I don't want to be without. And then I went through another Volcano. Again, beautiful bottles. This comes, I think, in one of these marble containers too, and then they have some other kinds of containers, like a pattern container, a glitter container, if I'm not mistaken. There's a pumpkin dulce, I believe that's the name, on the website now that I want. And then there's like an apple glitter cinnamony one that I want to get for fall here. So I'm definitely going to be placing an order tonight. Yay! By the way, Yankee Candle recently had a like buy two, get two free, buy three, get three free. So mama got 6 candles. I got Home for the Holidays. I got the Jack Frost one that has the mint in it for the winter. There's a Winter Wonderland, a Sparkling Snow. I think this one called Be Grateful or Thankful or something. That's a Thanksgiving type of candle. And I'm forgetting the others, but I definitely stocked up. So I'll talk about those in another video. So that's the candle situation. I think I want to try some candles from a company called, I think it's Harlem Candle Company. I want to try some of those. I'd love to try a dip tea candle, but I don't know, you guys. Paying 70 something, $90, over $100 for a candle just seems bananas to me. If you've tried them and you think they're worth it, please let me know. I also want to try some Nest candles here, especially as we get into the Sephora sale in the fall and I can get 20% off. So let's move on to other products away from candles. In terms of body washes, I have a bar of Lever. I never know how to say that soap in my bathroom that I love. I've always loved it. Neutrogena Rain Shower scent stays a staple in my shower collection. And then I've gone through some other shower gels here. I adore this. This is my umpteenth bottle of Clina Colada from Soap and Glory. This is like the shower version of the coconut santal candle. Not literally, but they smell very similar in that this is like a very creamy, sweet coconut smell without, oh God, it's divine, without being in the sunscreen direction. And I love the little artwork on it. How cute is that? Like pinup girl type of thing. And then just like with the Bath and Body Works candles that I had purchased years ago and were still in my cabinet, I did have some shower gels from Bath and Body Works that were in my cabinet and needed to be used up. I'm not into purchasing these anymore unless I come across a scent that I just can't live without. But I used up Snowflakes and Cashmere. This is a very soft, cuddly fragrance, very sweater weather type of fragrance. So it was nice. And then Pure Wonder I used up, which is more classic shower gel with some maybe fruity floral aspects to it. These were okay. Again, I've talked about these in previous videos. They're expensive for what they are. They retail for $14.50. This one's $15.50, which is just insane for some shower gel. Well, it depends. I mean, there's more expensive shower gels too that I'm willing to buy. I don't know. I've talked about the fact that these are just kind of fleeting in terms of scent. So I have been taking the advice of Liz at Naturally Liz and just using these to set the mood rather than to scent me for the day. So that's kind of changed my mindset, but I'm still not a big fan of the Bath & Body Works bath gels. Then moving on to hair products, I'm pretty loyal to the shampoos and conditioners that I've been using. Every once in a while, I'll put a new set in the mix. But I went through another Theory Sage Amber Rose shampoo and conditioner. I only have the shampoo. I don't remember what the heck I did with the conditioner. Oh, the conditioner's still in my shower. I'm using the last little like inch of it as shave lotion. Ladies, you don't need to get separate shave cream unless you want to. I mean, if you want to buy a separate product because you just like that, go for it. But you can totally use your conditioning product as your shave gel too. And it leaves your skin smooth. Anyway, this has a beautiful, very slightly rosy, soft ambery scent to it, exactly as it sounds, amber rose, and it's really good. And then I shared that I've been following the Blowout Professor on YouTube, watched his videos, and he highly recommended the Redken Volume Injection conditioner. And so I have the conditioner and the shampoo that I've gone through. For some reason, I only have the conditioner bottle here, but these have been really good. They don't smell the most fantastic. They smell like processing product at a salon, like that was covered up with a shampoo-y smell, but he swears by these, and I now swear by these. My hair looks fabulous when I use these, very shiny, sleek. It just does a great job. So, and his whole thing is to take the shampoo, wash your scalp twice with the shampoo, and just your scalp. Don't wash the ends of your hair. Shampoo really well once, and then shampoo again to get everything out, and then go in with conditioner, but only on the bottom part of your hair. Like, so I do conditioner from maybe here down to the ends, and then I do the shampoo only in the scalp region. Of course, some of the shampoo gets elsewhere, and that's okay. Let's do makeup and then skincare. I've been trying to make my way through some of the products that I've had for a long time. There are a number of bronzers that I've had probably 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 or 7 years, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, people talk about makeup products expiring. I'm a lot less worried about my powder products expiring than I am about my liquid products expiring. So with that said, I have had some Physicians Formula butter bronzers for years, and I've had them in different colors. I've probably had maybe 5 or 6 of these for years on end, different tones for different times of the year. And I promised myself that once I hit pan, like so, that it would be time to move on because I have so many. And so I have hit pan on 2. This is the color just called bronzer. And then this is the deep bronzer, which there's still a lot of products left in here. In fact, I may move this aside and use this as a crease color off to the side. But yeah, these 2 have been used. And then I'm actively trying to make my way through a number of my foundations. I wouldn't really call it like a project pan, but more intentional use of certain ones to see more of a dent in them, if you will. And so I'm done, even though it looks like there's a lot of products still left in here. And yes, I could scrape some out, but that's not me. So this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I got married with this. I just adore this stuff. Or was it the matte version? It was one of the Laura Merciers that I wore on my wedding day. This thing has lasted me for forever. The pump on it is a little bit defunct, so I'm not inclined to want to get it all the way down to the last drop. And this was in the color 3W2 Golden. I think Laura Mercier is discontinuing this, and I don't know why, because it is a magnificent foundation. One of the very best. Full coverage, all day, beautiful. I'm finally mostly done, and it's going to go with my Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue Foundation. This was in the color 3W1 Tawny, a little bit light for days like tomorrow when this tanning solution will have set all of the way in, and I'll be a little bit more on the caramel color side. This is a really good foundation. I would not repurchase only because I don't care for the packaging. It's plastic packaging, and I don't know why I can't explain. It just bothered me to handle this, but the foundation itself is pretty fabulous. Nice dewy foundation that gives you a natural looking skin. So for my older ladies out there who, you're starting to see a lot of texture on your skin and wrinkles and so forth, maybe give this one a shot. It does a really good job at giving you medium coverage while still looking natural and fresh all day long. I absolutely adore, for an affordable drugstore option, the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Foundation. This one is in the color 450 Rose Beige, which is probably the lightest color of this that I've used. I have 2 others that are darker. I think I have 460 and 480 that are, and the 480 is much more appropriate for me when I'm self-tanned. But, and again, this looks like I'm not done. I'm done. There's nothing left in here to pump out. It's done. And I'm not totally done with this, but I would say I'm about 90% done. So I'm going to let this go. And this is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. This has SPF 20 in it. This is in the color Medium Neutral 3. And this is said to be almost identical to the La Mer Foundation, which is uber expensive. And this probably retailed between $12 and $20. I actually have 2 backups of this because I heard that it was being discontinued. This foundation smells like paint when it comes on your face. However, it does an amazing job of painting your face and keeping you covered but natural looking. And very much in between a full matte and a full dewy look, like somewhere in the middle. This is a fabulous one. The one thing that a lot of people don't like about this, so you can still find this on Amazon and so forth, okay, even though it might not be, I think this is officially discontinued, but it's a doe foot applicator. Doe foot meaning it looks like a deer's foot. That's doe foot. I think that's why it's called that, isn't it? It's a doe foot applicator, so you kind of have to, spread it around, then use whatever other tool to, like a sponge. I usually use a sponge to make sure that it's even on my face. One of the most exquisite foundations anywhere. all categories, and it's drugstore and affordable. But like I said, I think it's discontinued. You can still find it though on discounters. And then I'm trying to use up a lot of some of my concealers and then let them go. One of these concealers, this is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Concealer. This is a little bit of a darker one. And I like that because I don't always want to put a really light foundation on. Sometimes I want something that's a lot more natural looking so I don't look too makeup-y, especially on camera and whatever. This got a little bit thick on me, and so it's time to let this go. I've had this for a number of years now. This is the Maybelline, I think it's called Fit Me. And this is in the color 20 Sand Sable. Again, this looks like there's a lot left. It's actually maybe like down to about here, even though it's pretty well coated there on the inside. Pretty good concealer, not my absolute favorite, but definitely a solid drugstore option. And then a concealer that I used to enjoy, but isn't quite working for me anymore, especially as my area right here in my under eye starts to get more creased and hold on to product in between the lines more. This is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. It is great overall, but I think it's just no longer for me. And I didn't like the way it started to buff out. And so I think that's an indication that the formula in here is starting to go a little bit on the bad side. So I think I'm going to let this go before I have any trouble out of it. And then other makeup products, and we'll get to some skincare that I really love. NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This was fine. I probably had a color that was a little bit too dark for me. I want to go for a little bit more of a warmer brown, especially for this part of filling in right here. If it's too dark, it looks stark and it looks, I mean, they already look too done up, if you will, for the videos that I do, but I'd rather that than underdone. And I tend to overfill. I don't know, it's just like one of those bad habits I have. And so if I have a lighter color, especially in here, it looks a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit more natural than if it's a super dark color. So that was great. I went through a little Gimme Brow in the color 3. This is good. It tends to dry out pretty quickly. It's a little teeny tiny brush that allows you to do some finer work. It's fine. It's not the most amazing product, but it's like a workhorse. It just starts to like get a little thick and dry out maybe a few months after you open it. Granted, you probably shouldn't be using it for more than a few months, but I like to stretch my makeup products until they like bust at the seams because I'm crazy. I went through yet another Pat McGrath Dark Star Mascara. This is a holy grail for me. I need to re-up, or do I have a backup? I don't remember. But it's a beautiful hourglass wand that does really well on my eye shape, and it's a nice dry formula. So Monsieur Big from Lancome is a thick wet formula that gives me a lot of volume and lift. This one gives lift but stays drier, and so you don't get as much volume, but you do get a nice feathered, at least for me, feathered eyelash situation, and it doesn't transfer because it's a drier formula for me. I did not care for the Wayne Goss mascara. This is a waterproof mascara. I don't like the brush on this. A viewer here, and thank you so much, had the idea to just use a different wand. And I tried that, but I didn't like the way the wand fit in here. And so then I just got frustrated. And so this has got to go. Sorry, Wayne. And I love Wayne Goss. Wayne Goss is a makeup artist that's here on YouTube, has amazing tips, really cool dude. In fact, I want to try some of his eyeshadow formulas at some point, but that just didn't work out for me. Moving on to skincare. Oh, before we do skincare, I shared with y'all in the last video that I'm using the Lumi deodorant, and I have it in Toasted Coconut, the scent, and it's great. It's like a perfume in and of itself, but it calms down and doesn't compete with my other fragrance that I put on, but it comes on a little strong at first. I used up another Donna Karan Cashmere Mist. This is the aluminum-free version. I will say, this did not hold up as well as the regular version with the aluminum in it. It was okay and it was fine. I didn't have problems, but at the end of the day, it started to tell my little secrets, if you will. I'm going through another of this that is with the aluminum, and I'm using the Lumi. So those are my two deodorants at the moment. Y'all know me and the Garnier Micellar Micellar cleansing water we're good. We go way back. So this is bottle number, I don't know, 798 probably at this point. I'll continue to use this as part of my nightly cleansing routine. Along with, so I do this is the final step of the cleansing routine. I usually start off with an eye makeup remover. I'm using the Sephora one that has the oil and then the blue liquid that you shake together. Great, it works perfectly fine. And then I usually go in after that. These are on nights that I have a lot of makeup on with some sort of cleansing balm. And so I finished up a pharmacy cleansing balm. This is great. I'm going to probably repurchase this in the Sephora sale. I go between this and Clean It Zero. which is, I think, a cheap Korean brand. And the Heimish one that you can get on Amazon or you can get it from other places, also very inexpensive. And then this one, I like them all. This one has a little bit of a minty or spearminty or something kind of scent in it. So you have to know that. Yeah, you have to know that you're going to get that scented product. So I used up and will repurchase the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow. This is an AHA resurfacing night serum with hydrating honey and gentle flower acid. So what I've been doing is, lately anyway, using this, which you saw me purchase at Ulta today. This is why, because this one's done. This is the La Roche-Posay Redermic R anti-aging treatment, intensive anti-aging treatment. It's a retinol formula, like a gentle retinol. I have been lately using this at night first, and then I will go in with a serum. These two together were very active on my face, shall we say. It was a little bit of tingling, but I got used to it after a while. I'd go in then with the serum, and then I go in with an emollient cream, a really heavy cream for the most part. And the cream that I've been loving lately, there's a lot of them that I like. So this is me just rotating through the products that I purchased at the last Sephora sale. This is the Ole Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer. Maybe one of the lighter creams that I've used, but that's not saying a lot because this is still a thick formula here. It has a little bit of a citrus scent, and so know that, but this is so delicious on the skin. Right now I'm using the Tatcha, I think it's a night repair in the purple bowl container. Oh my God, that's so good. That's really, really thick. This is a little less thick than that, but I felt like when I woke up in the morning, my skin was drenched and happy and ready for being washed off, and then product after that when I was doing makeup. Went through a Laneige sleeping mask. Still love these. Went through a Tatcha Kisu sleeping mask. Is it a sleeping mask? Some kind of lip mask or lip treatment. So we'll definitely be repurchasing both of these in the Sephora sale. This probably should have been in the makeup section because I consider it part of like a makeup step. I finished up my iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. This is gorgeous on the skin under makeup. I'm always doing the most in the morning. So I wash my face, I do my essence, and then a serum, and then I moisturize. And then I also go on top of that, many days, with some kind of moisturizing primer thing like this, and lately the Natasha Denona Hygiene Glass, Skin Glass, whatever the heck that's called, a long name. These are great. They add additional moisture. My skin's dewy throughout the day, and mama's happy. So that I probably in the Sephora sale will repurchase at least one of these next few items. These are both from Glow Recipe, and these came in a new set. I think I got these for my birthday, maybe, or did I get these in some kind of Christmas set? Don't remember, but this is the Watermelon Glow PHA and BHA Pore Tight Toner. Smells a little bit like an artificial watermelon, which is actually quite nice. This is a wonderful, wonderful toner that also simultaneously gives you a moisturizing sheen when you use it. Great. And maybe I will purchase this. I usually skip toner steps, so it takes me forever to go through something like this because I have to remember, oh yeah, use your toner, but this is a nice one. And then I really did enjoy and probably will repurchase the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. These are fantastic and could serve a similar purpose to a blurring primer, or rather a moisturizing primer, in that maybe you put this on after your moisturizer or before, either or, I guess, and it's just an additional layer of moisture for your skin. And then the final product I wanted to share is this. I always have one of these by my Keurig, which I'm looking at. I'm looking at you, Keurig, over there. And every morning I have 2 cups of coffee minimum and put a little splash of this in with my 2 Splenda. And I just adore all of my syrups. I don't go overboard because if you put too much in your drink, this will come across a little bit chemically. So you just want like a splash, like a little boop, almost like either a teaspoon or even half of a teaspoon is probably even better, just to help if you like a little bit of extra sweetness, but you don't want to laden your coffee with a lot of creamers and heavy syrups and that sort of thing. Just a little splash of this. So folks, those are my empties. As you can see, it's still raining here. The rain did manage to pick back up. It is close to dinner time, so I think I'm going to make a nice pot of warm chili. It's going to be hot chili, then I'm just going to eat warm. I'm going to let it cool down. I'm going to eat warm, chili. I like to make chili with chicken sometimes, but tonight I'm going to make it with ground beef and corn and onions and peppers and just all types of deliciousness. And maybe make some cornbread too for my husband. I won't eat a lot of that. I'll just have a little bit and watch a scary movie or something. A murder mystery tonight, like the book in movie form. I'd love something like that. Something like dark and brooding to match the mood of the evening. And fill my Sephora cart with some more crap, y'all. I did place an order with Scent Split today. They gave me a 15% coupon. Well, why did they do that? Because you know I have to go use my coupon. I ended up purchasing fragrances. I bought the Chronic Extreme Rouge, Noem Soma, and I put Accident à la Vanille in the cart, and then I took that out because I have the Madeleine de Proust flanker, which I like a lot, and was like, slow your roll. Slow your roll. Yeah, right. Have you seen how many fragrances I have? It's insane. But maybe I'll pick that up later or not. I don't know. We'll see. And then I got some samples and all of that. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me in my little chicken head, bald faced look today. Hope y'all are staying warm and cozy. And the next video is going to be the makeup tray for the week. So see you then. Take care.